you're done by the time you get to the match tomorrow. And you won a cup tie, you've drawn away in the league, and yet you've asked some more from your team, haven't you, from the last 2 games?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's always the case. You want to do more, you want to do better. You've got to try and keep improving, and there are areas where we can clearly improve. So we'll keep striving for that and keep working in that way. It's what we've always done, and if we can keep doing that, and then tomorrow's another game where it's a difficult game, and they've always proved difficult opponents, Norwich City. So I think that it's a really good test, as they all are, but this is a really good test for us, and one where we expect a real big crowd again, and in front of cameras. 12:30 kickoff. We've got a brilliant opportunity to go into an international break. If we can pick the 3 points up, then it's actually been a really decent start for us.
They've drawn their first 3 championship games. Does that make it difficult to sort of assess where they are at the moment?
I think they've got good players. I think really you've got to look at what they're trying to do. They're new management. They've got new players in there. They've lost some players. They've signed some players. They look like they're maybe going to add today. So who knows whether they make the squad for tomorrow. Regardless of that, I think they've got some really good experience. They've got some really good, talented players again, as you'd expect, and expect a tough game tomorrow. But like I say, we'll concentrate on us, and hopefully that will be enough to put in a really good performance, because we'll need one. We'll need a good performance tomorrow to get something from the game. But again, we don't want to be speaking after the game having not performed to the level that we're capable of doing. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what this group can do, and moving forwards. They look confident, they look hungry, they're young, but they've got some real talent.
You've got Callum Doyle, of course. I know you did well for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Callum played against Blackburn Rovers, and he can play obviously left back. He's played there. He's played left side centre half the other day, and they play in a way where they rotate. They rotate people in and out of position. They've got some good players, and Callum on the ball he's a real talent.
In your squad, Ben Sheaf, is he coming through that little cameo? Yeah.
Ben's done okay. I mean, obviously the cameo was fine. He came through that okay. So I was really pleased with him when he came on. I thought that was a decent 20-minute spell for him, and he needed that, because he obviously injury occurred against Stevenage.
No. Raphael, apart from that, you're not looking too bad, are you, injury front?
Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We've got a full complement, but like I say, we've got to get through training this morning. Always say that, and that is relevant. But we won't do a massive amount. We'll have some meetings. They'll do some training and make sure that we have got everybody's raring to go for tomorrow. You
mentioned the 12:30 kickoff. You're getting a lot of those. Has that sort of forced you to change your routines a little bit?
Well, not necessarily. It's been okay. I think the last time we played on a Tuesday evening, we had to play with the turnaround for the evening game against Oxford. This one is a home game at 12:30. Last week against Bristol City was obviously an away game, and the games are difficult enough. But when you've got to travel on top of it, then it can add to it. And Norwich have had one to Crystal Palace in the week, and then they're coming up here today. So, but we'll get on with things, and really look forward to a game tomorrow in front of what will be close to a full house, I think.
And then after that international break, a few of your players will be going off on international duty, won't they?
Yes, yeah, there will be. I'm still sort of awaiting the final list, but yeah, there's going to be a couple of 3 going away, and hopefully they'll come back all right, unscathed. I think, it's always the case. There'll be some work done during that week as well until they get back in, but they'll have a few days off as well.
Josh, we 3 league games and a couple of cup ties into the season. What have you made of it so far?
Yeah, it's been a weird one to say the least. I don't think our performances have been where we want it to be, but we are scraping some results out, so that's more important to us at the moment. Just trying to get the points on the table. So I think it's been a better start than previous years. So I think we can kick on.
Have you sensed a change in terms of the expectations and what's sort of demanded of you as a team?
I think as players and as staff, as well as the fans, we all know what we want. We want to achieve this year, and that's promotion. So that adds a little bit more pressure, a little bit more tension around the building. But I think the lads are doing a good job of controlling their emotions so far and just getting on with the football.
Because it has gone from sort of, it'd be great if we could get into contention, to now be, we expect to be in contention, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. Obviously, it's a massive difference in what you want to do this season. Obviously, like you said, we'll be happy with it in previous seasons. This year, we kind of want to be one of them teams where we feel like we should be one of the teams that push for promotion.
I guess you sense that because you've been at the club for so long and you've followed them up from the lower leagues to where they are now. So it must be exciting from your point of view to see the way you are now.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people, friends and family, that Cov's the place you want to be at the moment. Obviously, with the facilities all being done up and the players coming in, it's probably one of the best squads we've had in years now. So if we can just, I don't know, click a little bit more, I think we have a better understanding because we haven't had as many people come in this year, so we can't go, we're in a gelling stage. It's just about clicking now as a team and then seeing what we can do on the pitch.
I was talking to Jamie after the game midweek, and I guess it is a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you're a stronger squad, which is great from the squad's point of view. But on the other hand, it's even more of a battle to get the team now, I guess.
Yeah, but I think what Jamie said in his interview, he said, I think with the depth we've got now, it makes us train a little bit harder. Everyone's trying to fight for their own position. So I feel like when you get that position, you want to keep it.
You're one of, I think, only two players that played the last league game now and start of the cup tie. Pleased with that?
Yeah. Obviously, always nice to play as many minutes as you can. Obviously, I missed that first game of the season, which in myself is obviously disappointed. But then to fight and get myself back in the team, it's good for me. I need to try and keep it now. And I told myself before the season started that I want to try new things. I might get a lot of things wrong, but I need to try it. If not, then I won't improve as a player.
And the midweek win has earned you a home tie against Tottenham. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? You always want to play the big teams. So to have Spurs at home will be an interesting one. Obviously, with the likes of Madders coming back, it'll be nice to give him a go.
Yeah, and obviously there's going to be a big crowd for that. There's going to be a big crowd tomorrow against Norwich as well. The support you're getting now is phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. The following's unspeakable. We can't fault what the fans do for us. They come out in numbers, and they showed that from the start of the season. At Stoke away, they came out loud, and obviously we didn't give them the points we think they deserved. But like I said, once we click, we'll hopefully get the crowd a little bit louder.
And of course it's the last game for a couple of weeks. Does that make it all more important that you finish strongly ahead of an international window?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously with Norwich, it's going to be a tough game. I feel like if we get the win there, I think we can look back and say that it's not a bad start to the season.
I suppose it's an opportunity. You got 1 point from the 2 games against Norwich last season, so if you can get a win, you're sort of advanced on last season.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they're one of our bogey teams, so if we can actually get the win this time, I think it will set them up for the season.
And of course it's transfer deadline day. Do you take an active interest in sort of watching the TV and the wires through to 11 o'clock to see what happens?
That's not for me. I find out when the fans find out through social media sometimes. So it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Really, seeing who can join us, and I'll leave that to the staff.
And we're kept very much in the dark. Are the players kept in the dark about potential new arrivals? Do you have an inkling of that sort of thing?
Nah, to be fair, sometimes I see some rumours, as you call it, on social media, and you're thinking, is that true? Is it not? And then sometimes you might see them in the next day training, or it's false news, isn't it?
But obviously you'll hope that your teammates are all still here after 11 o'clock tonight, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the most important thing, trying to keep as many players as possible, so we have that understanding. But with new players coming in, we never know what happens.
I mean, you've been at the club for a long time now. Do you ever think, like a fresh start with someone else, or you're happy here?
I'm always happy at Coventry.
That's great, Josh. Thank you.
Cheers.